Good afternoon, welcome, and thank you for joining us. My name is Sara Davis, and I am an instructional designer at Penn State University.
And I'm Zach Lonsinger. I'm also an instructional designer. Sarah and I work on the same team at Penn State.
So Penn State is currently in the process of completing an LMS transition from Angel to Canvas. And Penn State had been using Angel as its LMS for quite some time, and Zach's going to get into the specifics of that in a minute. But we are both members of an instructional support team that was designed specifically to assist with the transition from Angel to Canvas. And we wanted to share some of our experiences on that team and some strategies that we used to assist faculty with the conversion from Angel to Canvas. So Zach's going to give you an overview of the project as a whole, and then narrow it down to a little bit more specifically what our team does. He's also going to discuss the structure of our team, who makes up our team, what their titles are, and how our team's kind of changed over the course of the transition. We will also discuss some of the conversion strategies that were used, challenges that we faced, and how the project team used those to create opportunities for the university, and discuss some of our success stories.
All right, so I'm going to talk about, basically give you a short briefing or a background of the Canvas project. And to start, Penn State has had Angel as our learning management system for about 15 years. So that's quite unheard of in the realm of education for a school to have a learning management system for that long. So we started a pilot process. We've had many pilots. We looked at about 4 platforms, and in the end, we settled with Canvas. So no courses will be taught in our former learning management system, Angel, after this summer. So we're coming to a close here on our pilot. But just to give you a sense of a scale of the project, we have over 17,000 faculty and staff at over 24 different Penn State locations, 28,000 active course sections per academic year, and over 100,000 students. So it's quite a large infrastructure at Penn State that we're supporting. To speak about the project a little bit, the project, we have about 9 teams that made up our project: governance, project management, the comm team, training, service desk, tech integration, and we had 2 conversion teams. Sarah and I both sit on the UP and Commonwealth conversion team, which UP is basically is Penn State talk for University Park. That's our main campus. So our team supported the Commonwealth campuses and University Park. So we were basically in charge of planning, coordinating, reporting the progress of the conversion of all the courses at Penn State, and providing instructional design and production support to the colleges and campuses. However, our immediate team also included 3 liaison coordinators. So each college and campus at Penn State had their own liaison that kind of worked hand in hand with the liaison coordinators who came back and worked with us. So we had 1 liaison coordinator for the west part of the state. You can see over on your left. And an east, 1 liaison coordinator for the east, and another liaison coordinator that handled all the colleges at University Park. Oh, how'd that slide get in there? That should have been removed. Sorry about that. All right, now we're going to talk about the field agents, or what we call our team. So this is a snapshot of our team probably about a couple of months ago. This isn't the current state of our team. Our team has been a fluid, revolving team over the course of about the past year or so. But overall, we've had about 4 instructional designers, 4 instructional production specialists, and right now we have 1 TLA who is helping us. TLA is just a technology learning assistant, is that correct? Technology learning assistant. So he's a student at Penn State, so he's just helping out with some tasks here and there. So he's been a huge help. We've had a team motto from the start. You can see on the bottom here: walk as a leopard, be brave as a lion, and agile as a gazelle. So that's something we've kind of adopted from the start, and it kind of just stuck with us through the term of the project. So team assets, we've kind of put our team assets into 5 categories here. Our car form, which Sarah is going to get into a little bit later here about how we took the car form and help with the conversion strategies. But in a quick nugget here, the car form stands for the Conversion Assistance Request Form. So this is a form that we have a 3-pronged approach for. There's the actual form, there's the manual entry form, and then there's the liaison form. So all 3 of those include an entry where courses come in, and the car form aggregates all of those courses into one form that we call a car form that allows us to track all of our progress. So the car form is for faculty all across Penn State, all 24 locations. They can enter in their course, and then we'll convert and migrate their course on a first-come, first-served basis. The manual entry, that's for our team. So if we're working with a faculty member one-on-one, they come to us, we've had a former relationship built, we'll enter that course manually, and then we'll work with them. Those can sometimes include more complex courses, so they get a more customized approach. And the liaison tab includes courses directly from the liaisons at colleges and campuses, and they can be anywhere from 10 courses at a time up to 200 or 300 courses we would receive. Our next asset we have is consultations, and what we call VOH is our virtual office hours. So virtual office hours we set up on a teleconferencing system called Zoom. We just adopted at Penn State, but basically we have drop-in hours or scheduled consultations. Faculty can schedule them in advance, or they can just drop in online, and there's always an instructional designer or instructional production specialist in there ready to help out with their courses. These also include office visits, so sometimes we'll go to the faculty at their office if they want more of a face-to-face approach. We also do customized support. This is either with the liaison at the college or their campus, or sometimes working directly with the faculty and developing a customized solution for them. And a couple of examples of customized support we've done. We've done a spring break strategy where we've worked with the marketing team. Basically, we marketed to the faculty before spring break. Drop your course off before spring break, pick it up after spring break so they don't have to worry about it. That was a good success. We've also had college drop-in hours. So this kind of works with our consultations, but we worked with some of the colleges that we would set up basically office hours at the college. So for instance, we would go to the College of Liberal Arts and sit in a room for about 3 or 4 hours, and faculty could drop in whenever they want, and we would have either 1 or 2 instructional designers there ready to help if they have any conversion questions, any questions on Canvas, tech questions. So we've had several of those over the past year. A 4th asset is documentation. So our team has helped a lot with documentation, whether that's creating Canvas tips, which would go out on our weekly newsletter or posted onto our central website, canvas.psu.edu. Also worked with the training team in creating KB articles, which stand for knowledge-based articles. So these KB articles, they're linked to our university-wide IT ticketing system. So if a faculty member or a staff member has a problem and they submit a ticket, sometimes they'll be referred to these KB articles, basically like a quick solution. If they need further support, they'll either get sent to us or the training team. And our last asset here I'm going to talk about is this idea that our team works as a bridge between the users and the project team. So for the past year or so, our team has been really on the ground working with the faculty, the people who are actually using Canvas. So we get all of their feedback, and we take that directly to the project team. This can be design considerations, course considerations. This has also led to our team doing a lot of testing with different implementations and different integrations into Canvas. So and that is our field agents. And now we're going to show you a short video just about our team and some of the consultations.
My team's role in this transition from Angel to Canvas is to support faculty and staff as they make the jump from Angel to our new LMS campus. We have such a rich teaching and learning environment here at Penn State, which can lead to really complex courses.
So the instructional support team provides migration and conversion services as well as consultative services. Through our migration and conversion services, we offer anywhere from a full migration and conversion, which would sort of be like your deluxe package. We do everything, all the way down to, I guess you could say, a starter package, where we would move over a simple quiz from Angel to Canvas, so piece by piece.
We also work with faculty members to make suggestions and recommendations on how to use Canvas features to make the courses better. So basically, we do what we can to help faculty members get ready to teach in Canvas.
The time it takes to convert a course really depends on a few factors: the type of course, the complexity of the course, and the information provided by the faculty member. I would say our quickest turnaround time could be about a day, up to our longest turnaround time would be about a full week.
The university will be transitioning fully to Canvas by this fall, so that means that if you're interested in any of these services, now is the time to use them.
The faculty member could submit their course to us, and we could convert everything for them, which would be a hands-off approach. Or we could be partners in the process, and we would have a conversation with them to determine how involved they would like to be.
All you have to do when using our service is to send in your requests, either from Canvas liaisons or through CAR form. CAR stands for Conversion Assistance Requests, located at canvas.psu.edu. Once we receive your requests, we will start the migration process and contact you for consultation.
People made it very easy to reach out and get help. There was plenty of information around, plenty of opportunities to get that help. There, people saying, contact us, or we'll line you up with the instructional support. So there was a lot of, I thought the communication on that end to let us know what our options were and how we could get help. That was really well done and made it easy to reach out to get help.
The instructional support team was really helpful in all stages of my transition from Canvas, from not knowing where to start to moving a course over from Angel to Canvas, to then reorganizing the materials in that course. The virtual office hours were probably the most important part for me, because I got to ask a lot of my individual questions while sharing a screen with a Canvas expert who could point to the different things that I hadn't noticed or didn't know how to use.
So it's really important to take advantage of the resources that you have available to you now. We know faculty are very busy, and it's a good opportunity to get the ball rolling, to take advantage of the resources that are available to you, and get that transition process done now, so as we go into the fall semester, you're good to go. So Penn State has really made a lot of pretty amazing resources available to support you throughout the transition process. I think the best place to go is the Canvas website, canvas.psu.edu. There you'll find information about conversion support resources, which are really nice one-on-one services for you to help you step through your transition. You'll also find a number of training dates available there, so if that's the sort of format that you want, you can find that there. And if you're not really sure about what kind of support you really need, every college and campus has a Canvas liaison that can point you in the right direction, so I certainly encourage you to leverage those resources.
So the project charter outlined some conversion strategies, and I'm going to talk about two of them and then narrow it down specifically to our team's role in that. So one of them was the conversion assistance window, and this was intended to assist with the conversion of between 10 and 20,000 courses. And the idea behind that was that the project team would spend 12 weeks at each campus or college, and 8 weeks of that would be devoted to training and support, and then 4 of those weeks would be based on instructional design support and production support. So the CAR form falls into that category for our team. And then the other option was the hub and spoke model. And this was intended for conversions of over 20,000 courses. And the project team in the red there in the middle of the, on the right-hand side of the image, would serve as the centralized and integrated team to support the simultaneous conversion across colleges and campuses at the university. So within these conversion strategies, we had 3 options: self-directed, college and campus-directed, and project-directed. So self-directed were faculty that wanted to transition their courses on their own. They initiated the transition from Angel to Canvas. College and campus-directed, they had to get approval from their dean or their DAA, and they drove the conversion. And then project-directed is what our team fell under, and we worked with the liaisons that Zach mentioned to identify courses that needed to be converted from Angel to Canvas, and then contact the faculty and work with them to convert the courses. So what did our team specifically do? The conversion assistance form, the CAR form that Zach was talking about, basically was a Google form that faculty could submit a request on their own and put in the information that we needed to convert their course, any special instructions that they had for the conversion. And the idea behind that was that we didn't need specific consultation with the course owner before the transition occurred. So an instructional production specialist on our team basically was a Google wizard and made a matrix of spreadsheets that all led into one spreadsheet that we could work off of, but then we were able to pull data for each college and campus, see the number of courses that were being transitioned, the ones that had been completed, the ones that were still in progress, and track our progress that way. We offered consultations, like Zach said, virtual or in person. We could customize those based on the liaison's requests as well if they wanted us to be on site. The project-led courses that were entered, initially those were entered by the liaisons as faculty requested or on a case-by-case basis for each college and campus. But we found that in the spring, there was still a large number of courses that needed to be converted for some colleges and campuses. So this led to a strategy that we used called the opt-out strategy, where with the approval from the dean or the DAA from their college or campus, the liaisons sent out contact to the faculty members, and they said, unless you tell us that you don't want us to move your course, we're going to go ahead and move forward with the migration. And this is for a variety of reasons. Some of those courses were owned by faculty who were on sabbatical or who were traveling for international domestic research purposes and may not have been able to get in contact with their liaisons. So we've converted quite a few courses through that since March. Cross-project team collaboration, our team's really fortunate because we were able to use the resources provided by those other teams that you saw in that first image that Zach showed you that kind of narrated on our team. So we've had the support of marketing, help and support, training services, and we've been able to use those resources and refer faculty to those services. And then another thing that our team worked on with the other teams involved in the conversion project was Canvas Day. So this was our second Canvas Day at Penn State, and it was a mini conference where we offered different sessions that faculty could attend for the whole day. We mirrored the morning and afternoon sessions so it could be flexible based on their schedule. They could come and go throughout the day, and we offered hands-on training. We offered consultations with TLAs or instructional designers. We had representatives from Instructure there to do some workshops and demos. And we also had faculty who were doing innovative things in Canvas set up kind of an expo session where they could walk around and talk to other people who were using Canvas, doing innovative things in Canvas, and learning about the way they structured their courses.
So now we're going to dive into some of the challenges we encountered when working on the Canvas project. We narrowed them down to 3 specific challenges. Trust me, there weren't only just 3 challenges, we've had a lot more, but for this presentation we're going to really focus on these 3 challenges: scale, course design, and expectations. So for scale, as I mentioned earlier, Penn State has a large infrastructure. So one of the challenges we ran into is how do we reach all of the faculty at all 24 locations? How do we uncover all those courses that may be hidden under rocks, or that we're at 80%, where's the other 20% courses? How do we find all those courses? So the opportunity there It led to centralized resources and stronger relationships we built with either the faculty members at those colleges or the liaisons at those colleges or campuses. We were able to build that and foster that relationship and really help them, okay, where are these courses at? How can we help you get these courses to us for migration and support services? So that was an interesting challenge to work through. The next two challenges, course design and expectations. So with course design, we ran into the challenge of, at Penn State, there is a wide variety of course design. Penn State doesn't really have a standardized course template that faculty have to adopt. We basically give the faculty their design for freedom to design their course. So we ran into, depending if we were working with the College of Engineering or the College of Liberal Arts, very different designs. So that was also a fun challenge, which led to two groups being formed. Two groups I'm going to talk about: the Interface Task Force and a Penn State User Experience Study. So through these two groups, first group, Interface Task Force, they were a group that came up with a takeaway, the best practice recommendations, which our team was able to use kind of to work with faculty and to give them the best practice recommendations when designing their course. So this led to a more consistent course design experience across Penn State. And again, these were just recommendations that when working with faculty, we could say, hey, you should organize your course navigation page like this. These are what is recommended from the Interface Task Force. So the other group, the Penn State User Experience Group Study, this was a group that polled a lot of students on their preferred recommendation of course design within Canvas. So this study was actually very useful for our team because we were able to use this to work with the faculty and be like, hey, this is what students are saying that they like. We understand you like designing your course like this, but this studies has shown students like it this way, so how about when you try this? So that was fun to work with the faculty to use those groups and the information they produced. Another challenge under course design is we encountered a lot of courses that was basically being used as a repository. Faculty were archiving their content from year to year to year. Some courses we found content all the way back to like 2010, 2011. So that led to the question, do we need to bring over everything? Can we bring over some of it? Can we only bring over the most recent? Can we save it somewhere else? So that led to some just organic pedagogical discussions with the faculty members. So that worked out very well in our benefit. With expectations, the challenge we ran into there is a lot of faculty expected Canvas to work exactly as Angel did right out of the box. And that wasn't going to be the case. We've had Angel for about 15 years, and that was basically custom designed over the course of 15 years to meet the needs of faculty at Penn State. So over the past year or so, we've been working with faculty to kind of rewind them back a little bit, basically learning a new language going from Angel to Canvas or one learning management system to another. So an opportunity there, we were able to introduce faculty to a wide array of new technologies, new emerging tech that can be used directly with Canvas that wasn't possible with our former learning management system, Angel. Moving on to our mission achievements. So with our mission achievements, the first one we're going to talk about is data. So the little screen grab there, those are our all little graphs taken from our Google spreadsheets or the CAR form. That's just a small portion of the data that we're able to get out from our IPS who built that. We have sheets and sheets of data and graphs, charts, pie charts like this. That's been very useful for our team and for the project team and seeing which colleges need more support or which colleges we're reaching, where we can focus our team's efforts. So to date, our team has triaged over 3,800 courses, and to date, over 3,000 of those are officially converted, and that's just our team's efforts. And we've had over 250 scheduled consultations. Now, the scheduled consultation summer doesn't include any of the repeat consultations or the drop-ins that we did at the various colleges, the repeat consultations, or the consultations that we've done hand in hand with the conversions we did too.
So the next is satisfaction. Every time that a request comes in through the CAR form and we return the course to the faculty, or we have a VOH consultation, we send a satisfaction survey. And we're still analyzing the results of that overall, but the general comments have been pretty positive. And faculty appreciate that they typically have one point of contact for their questions about Canvas, and it's usually one of the instructional designers or IPSs on our team that they've worked with, so they're working with the same team member about questions that they've had in Canvas. And we've also had really, overall, in my personal experience working with faculty, positive reactions to Canvas, especially SpeedGrader. Faculty have told me SpeedGrader is going to change their lives. So it's nice to see them get excited about the features of Canvas, especially those faculty that may have been a little hesitant about changing in the first place. And Canvas Day, we had 268 attendees, so and 32 consultations on that day. And faculty and staff were able to access the project team that was there, ask them questions, talk to representatives from Instructure, and get the support that they needed on their specific questions for the transition and how to migrate their course content or rebuild courses in Canvas.
Well, thank you everybody for coming to our presentation. That's all we have for you today. We left a couple minutes for any questions. If anybody has any questions, we'll gladly take them. So her question is, correct me if I'm wrong, did we move all of those courses with 4 instructional designers? So to answer that question, no, we didn't move all 28,000 active course sections with just our team. So the conversion options were self-directed, college-directed, and project-directed. Our team mainly supported the project-directed conversions, so there was a lot of faculty that opted to convert themselves. And the number of those 28,000 active course sections, we have a lot of courses at Penn State, so one course actually teaches like 30 sections. So in the College of Science, a lot of those undergraduate courses, if we convert 5 courses, that's actually touching a couple hundred courses. So no, we didn't convert all of those ourselves. We've had a lot of support also from the project team. We had a training team that does a lot of traveling to the colleges and giving training directly to faculty and staff so they can do it themselves, or if they want support, then they come to us too. We've also had the support of Instructure's team, the White Glove Service. So our team works hand in hand with, we call it the White Glove Service. It's a small team at Instructure that helps us convert the courses too.
Yes, so that was a challenge. We use, I'm sorry. The question was in terms of when we mentioned using courses as a learning repository and having years worth of archived information and files. How did we handle that and interact with that and work with faculty who were resistant to giving up that information. So we didn't ask them to completely give it up. We just asked them to move it to a separate storage space so that it wasn't stored in Canvas. So at Penn State, we use Box. So we encouraged them to put it in files in Box, which they liked anyway because they didn't like the long lists that generated in modules. If they had all of their information in files in Angel, that came over into modules in Canvas. And because they couldn't put subfolders in there and collapse them, they typically didn't want that long list to scroll through. So that encouraged storing it in Box. Exactly what they wanted the students to see. Yes, you could use Google Drive as a similar, solution.
So the question up here is, did we suggest the use of master courses to faculty? And yes, that was a strategy we used at Penn State. So we encouraged faculty to move their content from our former learning management system into what we called master courses. So these weren't their live courses where their students were in. A master course we defined as basically a prep space for their live course that they would always keep and carry on from semester to semester to semester. And this was this allowed the faculty member to design and not have the chance of any students being in there. So at Penn State, we also will archive those live courses after the semester is over at an X amount of time. So faculty were encouraged to move to master courses and then copy the master course into their live course. Cool.
Okay. If there are no other questions, then we're going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for attending, and please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. My name is Sara Davis again, and this is Zach Longsinger.